G'day, I'm Matt. In this video we're going to do a walkthrough of an SY257 yard. We're here in North Canterbury, just north of Culverton, Leslie Hills, on Duncan Rutherford's beautiful property. He's installed a 257, so let's go have a look through it. So coming up into the first holding pen through the Pari stock care gate, Pari slam latch on there. So this is the first entry, so if cattle are coming down the hill in, they can enter in through here into this large holding pen, or if they're coming up the hill this way, there's another entry with a funnel into the other holding pen on the other side. Reasonable sized pen, put 100 head in here pretty comfortably. So heading up towards the yard now, we transition from post and rail, coming up onto the concrete pad, and you head through one of our ultimate gate systems. What makes these so good? All built-in slam latches, big 180-degree hinges, swing right around, out of the way, no trip hazards on the ground, real advantage. So another advantage of our gates is the gate anchors. So these here can drop over a rail and hold your gate in place when you're trying to run cattle into the yard. Now at the entry of most yards, there'll be 3 gates like this. So to join this holding pen over there towards the force pen, got another gate here. Now we can do one of 2 things. We can swing this gate right out of the way, like so, and use our gate latch to hold it in place. Or what we can do is take this other gate and tie them both together. And now, if you want to avoid that pen, you've got a small mob, you can run them straight through. So coming into the yard now, all on concrete. One thing you'll notice, it's all grooved. Now the way we groove it, we have a tool that we push through it, kind of like a rake. Now we look at the concrete's fall, which way is it going? And what we do is we'll push the rake across the fall and then with the fall. And what that creates is these nice channels where the yard is falling to, meaning all water and runoff goes in that direction, but keep giving the yard good tread, even with dirt on it, heaps of tread for cattle. So then moving on into the first working pen, the SY257 has 5 working pens, plus the force pen. And you'll see around the outside here, we have these L-brace anchors to help provide support. Now if your yard isn't on concrete, like this one is, and it's on stone, these braces would actually go into the ground to be concreted in. Force pen gates are all bent to allow for the curve of the ratchet gate to come past it, which I'll show you shortly. They also all have gate anchors on them. Now here, between all these pens, we have man gates. Here, and here out of the yard. Now this one here is fantastic. So when you're loading out and you're working around the outside, you can come all the way around the force pen and duck back into this pen without having to climb anything. Well worth having that. And there and there and over there. There's no need to climb over any fence in this yard. So coming into the force pen, we have our Ratchet C-force gate. So it is anchored to the ground with a 6-inch pipe concreted in. And it rotates around on that. To move it, pull this tongue out and you can rotate it back. And what happens when you get it where you want it, let that go and it will lock in. So then when you start pushing cattle around, it will just bounce along, and if you need to stop, you're safe. They can't come back at you. From here, you can use the gate to just gently persuade them towards the race in the sliding gate. So another feature of the SY257 is in the C-force, because we have 5 working pens, there are actually 3 entrances into the Ratchet force pen. So from your center pen, there's an entrance here, and then another one here, as well as the main one you come in from that side, giving you options to move cattle around the yard and not get all boxed up. From the force pen, we head onto the catwalk. Duncan's opted for a wooden catwalk. Great thing here, our catwalks are 1 metre wide, so 2 people can pass each other on them. And it's at a great working height. So first thing you need to know, your sliding gate. Now all our sliding gates, we make them so they push away, like that. So we don't have cutouts in our catwalks. And it's still latching, so with our latching system there, that gate is still locked in place until you push this handle to let go of the latch. Now, as we move around the race, this is our standard height race. So these panels on the inside are 1.45 high. That and our catwalk is 450 high. So standing at this means from the catwalk to the top rail is 1 metre. All of our yards come standard with these, these race caps. And what they do is just close up these gaps in here, so your drench hose or whatever it is you're working around the race with doesn't get caught between everything and just continue to slide all the way around. So one thing you'll notice is the race is quite long. It's 20 metres long. This means Duncan can fit 30 calves in his race for drenching or vaccinating or whatever work he needs to do to keep the operation flowing quickly. So as we move around, the next thing that's in this race, because it is so long, we put a second sliding gate in the middle. So you've got the ability to split it into 2 10-metre halves. That means if you're running calves into here, for example, you can get a first lot up to the crush, close them off so they can't play silly buggers and move back and forth and get the next lot in. Then from there, just in front of the sliding gate, we've got the diversion going around to the loadout module. We'll circle back to that. Duncan has opted for an MR2 vet, a great mid-range crush. Starting at the back, we have our sliding gate. Then in the middle, we have our vet section. So that is so you can close an animal off and get in behind for AI, for example. Then on the sides, we have split side gates. So they can be opened individually, like if you need to get at a hoof or mother on a calf, or the open top can be opened up, or they can be tied together to draft. They also have the Ratchet built in as standard, and also MR2 comes standard with the rubber floor. A really nice thing to have. So on the front of the crush, we have our fantastic C1000 bale, and then in front of that, a 3-way drafting module. Wire rope controlled, and you just pull on these ropes here to swing your drafting gates. So the reason we put our drafting handles back here is so that you can operate your crush, you can weigh and you can draft without having to move from this spot. You've got your sliding gate, your head bale, and your drafting all right at your hands here. So now at the front of the crush, in front of the head bale, we have 1100 long head bale access doors. These are really important because they allow for a massive gap in here for the operator. If you need to give a drench or some other work on a head, you're not going to get knocked around and hit into anything because you've got this much space. Also here we have man gates on the other side as well, so if you need to come through the yard, you can take a straight line from your crush all the way out to the force pen through man gates as they all line up with another one right here. So now we're in the center working pen of the yard. Now you can draft in here from your crush, and from here you can go back into your Ratchet force pen. You've got a man gate to duck through and around to the outside of the yard. You have another man gate over this side, so you can shoot through back into the back of the catwalk. Or over here, you have access to move to the outer pens. The other thing we have in this going into this pen, this is coming from the draft gate, is what we call a little transfer pen. Now this pen can be useful if you need to put a cow and a calf together, just as a tight little space to keep them. In most cases it's just held back like that, so you've got a way to draft into here, and then you can close it up to stop cattle coming back at the drafter if you need to leave them here. So now in this holding pen, this is a straight ahead draft out of the crush. So through here, there's a little gate here which we can take off So again, if you need to hold cattle in here, you can lock this up so cattle can't shoot back through your draft module. Otherwise, hold it open, keep it open. From here, we've got another gate beside it, so you can head straight back out of the yard. Beside that, another option to shoot cattle through here. And then coming around this pen, yet another gate option out into this outer holding pen, or through this way back around towards the force pen. And again, there's another option here to tie gates together and move cattle across pens like so. So moving from this pen into the next holding pen, again 180-degree gate, swings right out of the way. And then in this holding pen, there's another entry or exit that can be set up. Now this gate here is the largest gate that we do as standard. It's a 4.2 metre entrance, all in one swing. So if you need a big entrance to get a lot of cattle in at once, that's an option. So now we've come onto the outside of the yard. Another thing that's worth mentioning is Duncan has a pole shed here. So one of the ways we can help in this, because we don't build it, but we will do the concrete placements for all the poles. So before you've put any concrete down or anything like that, we can have the placements where your poles need to go marked on the ground, so they can be boxed out or pre-installed before the concrete goes down. We can do the same thing for water or power as well. Have it all pre-marked before you do your pour. Another thing I want to show you, and it's a fantastic option Duncan has opted for, is the calf reducers. What this means is his entire 20-metre race can be reduced down from 750 wide down to 450. And what happens is these panels drop in towards the operator. So if you're running small cattle, these panels will push that cattle towards your operator, towards the inside of the race. Next thing I want to show you is our loadout module. Now, if you have the advantage of having some elevation for your yard, or a bit of a divot in the ground, and you're able to then create a bank. All you need is 1 metre. You can create a bank, then you can load cattle on a flat surface like this. No need for a ramp. Now if you have that ability, it's the kind of thing we can help with. We can provide concrete blocks to create a retaining wall, all as part of the package. And you can end up with a fantastic result like this. So all you need to do when you're ready to load out something is switch your diverter gate here in the centre from going around to your crush to around to your race. So there's just a little drop pin there. So there it is, team, the Pari SY257 Cattle Yard. If you like it, you want to come see it, or you want to come have a chat to us about it, give us a call. If you want something else, you want something custom, something to suit your needs, give us a call. We'll be happy to help.